What up, Dokkanners? So we got some interesting news on a game that is not Dokkan, but could impact the future of Dokkan in terms of one celebration every single year. I'm talking about the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration that happens in November. So this video is based on one tweet and also some of the stuff that Garesh talked about in his video, but this is pure speculation. So going into this video, please be aware that I am talking about this because number one, I love Heroes. And I love what we do for Heroes collaborations on Dokkan. And number two, I also want to just talk about what this could mean for the future of that celebration. While a lot of you may not necessarily care, some do, like myself. So that is why we are going to be discussing this. But again, all speculation. All right, you have been warned. Let's start with what we know. They dropped this piece of news yesterday on Goku Day. So happy Goku Day to everyone who cares about Heroes, because they are ending Heroes. They are ending the Dragon Ball Heroes arcade line, and they are going to be starting a new series, a new game called Dragon Ball Super Divers. Now, what you're watching is the teaser trailer, whatever. I'm not going to play the audio. This might already get me claimed just by the visual, but I don't want to play the audio and get in trouble. So this translates to jump into the world of Dragon Ball. Everyone has thought at least once, I want to battle alongside Goku and the gang. Yeah, don't we all? This is like the most common sales pitch for like every game. Here's a whole new experience that will make that wish come true. So this is going to be the newest iteration of an arcade gaming experience in Japan. For those of you who don't live in Japan, the arcade gaming scene is very hot. A lot of people love their arcade games. I don't know about where you live, but in the US, I'm pretty sure that arcade gaming is just not a thing anymore. Like it was. That's like an old school retro thing, but I don't know if that's a thing now. Like we have arcade restaurants and we have arcade stuff, but I don't know if it's to this degree. So anyone else who is a big arcade fan, let me know what you guys think. I don't know. The most that I know is that I know that they have like retro gaming arcades now with like pinball machines and what is it, like the VR shooters and stuff like that. But let me know what you think, and what is the arcade situation in your area. So this Super Divers is set to basically replace Dragon Ball Heroes. So Dragon Ball Heroes will reach its end of service with the release of Super Divers. Since Dragon Ball Super Divers is a brand new game with new rules and new cards, Dragon Ball Heroes cards will not be usable. This has been received with a lot of anger from the Japanese players because for 13 years, this game has been around and this game has been thriving. To have that all of a sudden come to a screeching halt, and all of your cards that you might have spent, you have invested in and played over the years, now not being as relevant or not being relevant at all, is a big thing that people are not happy about. So, however, a Dragon Ball Heroes mode is planned to be implemented within Super Divers, where you'll still be able to use existing Dragon Ball cards, including your avatar. So this is essentially like a legacy mode to kind of soften the transition, to smoothen the transition between one game and the next. So there will still be a place for those old Dragon Ball cards, but it will not be anything more than just like a hero legacy mode. For those who play the last mission of Dragon Ball Heroes, a special start dash bonus will be awarded to aid players in making the transition to Super Divers. The Dragon Ball Super Divers machine will have monitors around 3 times the size of what is currently existing for Heroes. Tons of graphical improvements have also been made to increase the immersion and level, in addition to panels being slightly angled to encapsulate the player. So we saw that the triple screen thing here. Oh god, audio. The triple screen thing, we see that, right? This looks really cool. First of all, visually, this is by far and away superior to what we've seen from Heroes. From Heroes, this is a video by X. I will link this. I will link this video and Garesh's video in the description or in the pinned comment down below. So check it out. This is like a first-hand look at what the experience is like. Let me actually go to the card placing thing. Well, first of all, didn't you just pick up a card from the dispensary? There's like a card dispensary inside the machine. Hold on, I can't find that. Whatever. Let's go to this part. This part is cool. So he takes the card, and then they have a little prompt here. He places the card on the screen. Think of it like Yu-Gi-Oh! I special summon Dark Magician. And then the dude shows up, right? That's really cool. So you get to bring out 6 characters onto your team using this little function. And then you can fight computers. You can fight other people. There are other machines. So a person can sit opposite you and you could fight them. They could challenge you and you could fight them. But this is really cool. This is why people would buy cards and invest in cards, not just for the collector aspect, but you can also use them in Heroes. So this is why this has been such a major beloved franchise for so long that people have enjoyed. That's why there was a promotional anime for it, because they wanted to continue to promote Dragon Ball Heroes. Sadly, the global audience never got to experience it. The best that we got was the Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, which was the game on Switch. If you want like a limited version of the Heroes experience, they gave us this. Visually, we're looking at Budokai 2 graphics, but as far as gameplay, this was kind of like a microcosm of what the overall experience is in Japan. So if you guys are interested, check out Endakuba's gameplay. I got a lot of videos to link in this one. Also, I have this game. I bought this game when I started playing Dokkan, and I have not touched the game, but I've always wanted to play it. So if you guys let me know in the comments, if you guys are interested, let me know. I might do either a live playthrough, or I might just record and upload the full gameplay on the channel. And this would be on the main channel because this is a Dragon Ball game. Kind of want to do that. So let me know what you guys think about the idea of doing this in the comments down below. But this is all that the global audience really ever got to experience when it comes to Heroes outside of Dokkan, obviously. Even Legends doesn't have any Heroes representation. So let me just finish up whatever Goresh has to say here. Let me finish this one. This is Goresh's thoughts on it. I understand why a lot of people are frustrated. This is a 13-year-old game that has many people have spent playing and collecting cards for. To have all of that suddenly come to an end is disappointing. I've been playing the game for about 9 years on and off, and it was an amazing experience. But I view this as an opportunity for them to expand on the genre. As good as Heroes was with how many evolutions it went through, there were only so much they could have done before running into certain limitations. So this was one of the main things, and I think that this could also translate into the Dokkan discussion. Hardware limitations, hardware restrictions, visual walls that they ran into. The game is an old game. For 13 years, looking this way and, gaining this much revenue was a testament unto itself. But at some point, the game gets outdated, whether it's technically, or if it's visually or whatever. Sometimes a tune-up is needed. So for this one, instead of overhauling the core game itself, or you know what, maybe it still is. We've only seen this. Like, we don't know what the actual gameplay is going to look like. All we've seen is this. What if it ends up just being this again, but it just looks visually better? So a lot is still to be revealed, but at some point they had to get with the times. And so this conversation can also move into a Dokkan discussion, which is not exactly what this video was meant to be, but feel free to share your thoughts on this. Dokkan players will probably also agree that at some point something needs to be done to upgrade Dokkan. Dokkan Legends are two monumental moneymakers for Bandai Namco. They make a ton of money off of those two games alone, which is why they use that platform. They use those games to cross-promote other things. They use that to promote fighters. They used it to promote Sandland, for crying out loud. I still don't want to play that game. It looks good, but they promoted the heck out of that game. And they do Heroes every single year. So with Dokkan doing as much as it does financially for their wallets, it is in their best interest to probably do the same thing for that game. Considering that Dokkan is almost 10 years old, something like this would probably need to happen for Dokkan as well. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm sure that the conversations have been ongoing ever since this was revealed. I think I've actually seen some people talk about this. Like, would Dokkan, would you be okay with Dokkan being down for a significant amount of time so that they can overhaul the game, upgrade it, optimize it? There are so many issues. Whenever you do World Tournament, the game crashes. Sometimes certain animations will cause the game to crash. Some people can't even play the game because it's just too heavy, it's too dense, it occupies too much memory. I mean, it was a game that was made in 2015. So there are things that have changed in the meantime that would need to be applied to the game for it to be better. You see all of these new competing gachas. Solo leveling is like the new hot ticket item, right? You compare solo leveling's visuals to Dokkan, it's like night and day. Dokkan doesn't compare. Dokkan is the stronger property because it's Dragon Ball, but solo leveling looks better. Grand Cross looks better. Grand Cross is one of my favorite gacha games, but monetization stuff aside, visually I loved it. It looks so freaking good. It looks way better than Dokkan. So if they were to upgrade Dokkan, that would make sense because the game is popular. It makes a lot of money. It would suit their best interest to do something like that. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about here is the actual crossover celebration itself. What does this mean for the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration that we get year to year? I think that this means that the Heroes celebration will come to an end, but I don't think that the crossover celebration overall will end. I think that it will simply just change the name and it will be a Divers celebration instead, because promoting the arcade game in Japan is a big deal. So I don't think that they would want to stop doing that. The only question is going to be logistically, how is this going to work? As you all well know, Dokkan is very much behind when it comes to releases of characters compared to their arcade counterparts. The promotional anime is done to promote the newest, hottest characters in the anime that are also cards. In Dokkan, that's not the case. We got these characters when I don't even know who was around, but we're like 2 years behind when you compare the promotional anime to heroes in Dokkan. We're behind. So like I was expecting Royal Blue Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3. We got the Super Saiyan 3, but we didn't get Royal Blue Gogeta. We got Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So would next year be Gogeta? Sure. But what about after that? What about the One-Winged Angel FU? What about Universal Seed Absorbed Plant-Based Diet Goku? What about the blue girl who's the rival to Cronoa? There's so many different characters that we don't have yet. Evil Saiyan Turles, Pirate Bojack, or not Pyro, whatever the heck, the long hair Bojack, Colonel Sanders. We got Pirate Zamasu. We got the Tuffles. We got, what is that? The baby, the Tuffle Kale, Tuffle Trunks, Tuffle everybody. So many characters that have not released. That would they all release in one celebration to just do like a going out of business sale? Would they continue to release these characters but simply change the name to, instead of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, change it to Super Divers? Would the characters first have to be released as official Super Divers cards before they could be released as licensed characters within Dokkan? I don't know the legal precedents or the legal hoops that one would have to jump through in order to allow these sorts of things to happen on future celebrations. But one thing that I feel confident in saying is that this crossover celebration won't end. I think the naming will simply change. I think this year we will still get heroes. All of this is speculation. Let me once again remind you, all of this is speculation. I think that Dokkan will still continue one more year of heroes, and then probably next year, maybe like around this time next year, the Super Divers will be in full swing and heroes will be done. I think next year we will then just get a Super Divers crossover celebration instead. And at that point, hopefully there will be a good amount of characters. I would imagine if this is a new arcade game, they would have to have a nice selection of characters. It can't just be like the mainline characters coming back. That's kind of boring. Well, I mean, I don't know about boring. Probably makes them more money. Like, would you, as a business, prefer to invest in Frieza and Super Saiyan Goku? Or would you prefer to invest in Super Saiyan 3 Cumber and FU, right? Or Toa. Those characters don't compare to the marketability of Goku and Frieza. So by the time we get to the celebration where Dokkan would have to then have a Divers one, would we have enough characters in the Divers library? I don't know. So much is still left in the air. We don't know when this game is coming out. So as we get more information, I will let you guys know in future videos. The reason why I wanted to make this was because of what it could potentially mean for Dragon Ball. And also, I like Heroes. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I am sad that it is coming to an end. Even though I've never played the game, I've always liked knowing that if I ever went to Japan, I knew that Heroes would be there. It still will. It'll just be something different. And this kind of makes me want to go to Japan even more, because I really want to experience this. I want to experience what it's like to be an arcade gamer. I've never had that experience. I want to know what it's like to be an arcade gamer. That too in Dragon Ball. I think that would be really, really, really cool. So here's hoping that Super Divers delivers and is a very, very fun experience that all players can enjoy. And then, of course, here's hoping that Dokkan doesn't drop the ball with a crossover celebration. Hopefully, it still continues. But we are at the mercy of licensing and legal stuff. So hopefully, the lawyers are on it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this whole ordeal. What do you think is going to happen? How is this all going to play out in terms of crossover celebrations for Dokkan? Do you think Legends will jump on the hype? Oh, by the way, I should also point out Super Divers does follow both Dokkan and Legends. I didn't actually mention that. So I think that is actually significant. Look at who they follow. Ichiban Kuji, Bandy Official, Bandy Namki, sorry. We got Toyotaro, we got Breaker. Is that Breaker? No, that's Fusion World. Fusion World, V-Jump, Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Official. There's Dokkan and Legends right there. So I think that is significant. Where's Breakers? There's no Breakers in here? Well, that sucks. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, Dokkan and Legends are both in there, so I think that actually means something. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think is coming up for the future of the crossover celebration in Dokkan? Do you think that November is about to free up for something else? Do you think that we will get a hero celebration this year? If so, who will it be? And let me know any of your other thoughts about all this stuff in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.